Just when you thought the MCU couldn't veer any more off base, we get this new series Echo, which is an appropriate name because the story here and the superhero involved are nothing more than a faint echo far, far away from what made Marvel a powerhouse brand for a period of time. So, does this latest Marvel series suck ass, or does it surprisingly kick ass? The first one, but let's get a quick recap of the show in before we talk about why. Spoilers ahead, so here's your warning if you're one of the 11 people out there who care about this show. Echo kicks things off by educating us idiots that the Choctaw Native Americans were actually interdimensional divine beings led by strong women that became Native Americans. Maya Lopez, our protagonist, also known as Echo, is a direct descendant of the first Choctaw strong woman. Of course, in the comics, Maya Lopez was actually from the Cheyenne tribe, but Disney said, to hell with it, just pick a tribe, they're all the same. Lopez is a strong, diverse, deaf amputee of a woman whose superpowers are derived from the echoes of divine power passed down from the first Choctaw strong woman. After losing her mother, her father is killed thanks to his criminal ways, and Maya is taken in by Kingpin, a New York crime boss who shows her the ropes of the underworld. In the present day, Maya is all grown up now and beating men at MMA, because that's the only way these writers know how to show that a woman is strong. After being bad for a long time, Maya learns that it was Kingpin who killed her father, so she shoots him in the face. Years of training were apparently a complete waste, however, as she somehow doesn't kill him from point-blank range. He eventually tracks Maya down to her hometown in Oklahoma and tries to convince her to return to his side. She struggles to reconnect with her estranged family and wavers between returning to Kingpin or forging her own path. In the end, she decides to take Kingpin down once and for all. Again. Now her cousin and her grandma are also strong women, and they're able to channel some divine Choctaw strong woman power too. They beat off Kingpin's guards, and then Maya defeats Kingpin by making him relive the horrible, traumatic experience of seeing his dad beat the shit out of his mother. Then Kingpin just kinda stumbles away and leaves. Surely he's defeated for good now. Maya then decides to stick it out with her family in Oklahoma for a while, and the season comes to an end. Well, we've reached that point in the video where we have to decide if Echo was a great watch or a hate watch. We're giving it a hate watch designation, but if Marvel is intent on continuing to produce shows this irrelevant, we might have to create a new category, something like the who the fuck cares watch, because it would be more accurate for shows like this. Echo is way too far down the spin-off rabbit hole to gain any kind of traction, and it makes huge assumptions about the viewer's knowledge of other previous shows and characters. It really does nothing to explain who people are or what Maya is even fighting for or against for the entirety of the first 2 episodes. But let's be real, Echo was obviously doomed from the start. It's a spin-off of a spin-off with a self-contained story and a literal nobody of a superhero in the middle of the least watched MCU phase to date. The story itself is nothing to write home about. Any good elements it has are too rushed in a 5-episode miniseries to be of any real value. The characters are nothing special. There's a grand total of about 40 seconds of actual superpowers being used. The story doesn't tie into the larger Marvel universe in any meaningful way. Even the action scenes, while not bad, don't feel original in the slightest. This show does nothing new, innovative, or groundbreaking, and doesn't even attempt to do anything of the sort for that matter. Echo just feels like another attempt at showing people, hey, look how many boxes we're ticking. We got a woman who's diverse, and she's deaf, and thank our lucky stars she's an amputee. If we can find just one more point of victimhood, we win intersectionality bingo. And when you're not putting out a good show, not trying anything new, and not even tying everything back to the larger MCU Phase 5 story, what else are we supposed to think? What other reason could there be to make an irrelevant show with an irrelevant story about an irrelevant character? To be clear, I think that the main actress, Alaqua Cox, does well with the role, and I give her props for what she's accomplished in overcoming her disabilities. That's badass. But the days of Disney getting the benefit of the doubt are long gone. I don't believe for a second that this show is about anything more than scoring some cheap virtue signaling points via what they call representation, but which used to be called exploitation. And that's all to say nothing of the fact that all the prominent bad guys or people who disrespected Maya in one form or another because of her immutable characteristics were white males. Funny how the blade of diversity only cuts in one direction. Beyond all that superficial nonsense, Echo's just another bland, forgettable Marvel show to be locked away somewhere in the MCU vault, and which allows Disney and Marvel to check a few more boxes on their bingo card. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this show. It really doesn't deserve any more of my time, and more importantly, your time. Can you think of any spin-offs of a spin-off that were any good? Is there anything on the Marvel horizon that piques your interest at this point? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to hit that thumbs up if you liked the video, and consider subscribing to HateWatchers for reviews of other current shows and movies. Thank you for going off the reservation with us today, and we'll catch you on the next one.